गौर हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल। जय 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 प्रभुपाद, 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 प्रभुपाद। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिसिद्धान्त सरस्वतीति नामिने। श्रीवार्षभानवी देवी दैताय कृपाब्दये कृष्णसम्बन्ध विज्ञानदायिने प्रभवे नमः। माधुर्य जलप्रेमाढ्य श्रीरूपानुगभक्तिद श्रीगौरकरुणा शक्ति विग्रहाय नमोस्तुते। नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्ते दीनतारिणे रूपानुगविरुद्धाप सिद्धान्तद्वान्तहारिणे। नमो गौरकिशोराय साक्षात् वैराग्यमूर्तये विप्रलम्बरसाम्बोधे पादाम्बुजाय ते नमः। नमो भक्तिविनोदाय सच्चिदानन्दनामिने गौरशक्तिस्वरूपाय रूपानुगवराय ते। गौराविर्भावभूमिः स्वं निर्देष्टा सज्जना प्रिया वैष्णव श्रीजगन्नाथाय ते नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामे गौरतिशे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपः स्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यां नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त श्रीराधकान्त नमोस्तुते। जयतां सुरतौ पंगुर्मम मन्दिरमतेर्गति मत्सर्वसुपदां भुजौ श्रीराधा मदनमोहनौ। दिव्यवृन्दारण्यं कल्पाद्रुमाद श्रीमद्रत्नागारसिंहासनस्थौ श्रीमद्राधा शीलगोविन्ददेवो प्रेष्ठालिभिः सेव्यमानं स्मरामि। श्रीमान् रासरसारम्भी वंशीवटतटस्थितः कर्षन् वेणुसुनेर्गोपैर्गोपीनाथ श्रियेस्तु नः। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी श्रीराधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। Narayana chant first 3 verses. Fast. Invocation plus 3 verses. Narayana chant.
Can I chant?
हाँ, chant.
ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णम् उदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ईशावास्यम् इदं सर्वं यत्किञ्च जगत्यां जगत् तेन त्यक्तेन भुञ्जिताः मा गृहकस्य स्विद्धनम्। मंत्र 2 कुर्वन्नेवेह कर्माणि जिजीविषेशतं समः एवं त्वयि नान्यतीर्थोऽस्ति न कर्म लिप्यते नरे। मंत्र अस्सूर्य नाम ते लोका अन्धेना तमसावृताः तांस्ते प्रत्याभिगच्छन्ति ये के चात्महनो जनाः।
Okay. Third verse also.
Third did Asurya namate loka.
1, 2, 3 na. Third is what?
Mantra 3 na.
Yes, yes, yes. Correct.
Asurya
4, 5,
namate
6.
loka.
4, 5, 6. Hans Rupi Prabhu do.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी, दंडवत प्रणाम। अने जाते कम मनसा जान्यो नैन देवा अपुन्वन पूर्णता तद्धावतो नैनते इष्टता तस्मिन् अपो मतददाति।
What is 1 minute? Anejadekam, that one na? Which one you did chanted?
Yes, 4 माता जी।
Chant properly. Anejadekam manaso javiyo. Mantra 4.
Anejadekam manaso javiyo
Naina deva पूर्वमर्ष तद्धावतो ज्ञानते तिष्ठ तस्मिन्नपो मा विश्वादधाति तदेजति तन्मेजति।
मंत्र 5
तदेजति तन्मेजति
तदेजति तन्मेजति तत्सूरे तत्चिन्तके
तदन्तरस्य सर्वस्य
तत्सर्वस्य ध्यायता।
वेरी गुड। 6th verse।
मंत्र 6 वस्तु सर्वाणि भूतानि
यस्तु सर्वाणि भूतानि
वस्तु सर्वाणि भूतानि आत्मन्येवानुपश्यति आत्मन्येवानुपश्यति सर्वभूतेषु चात्मानं ततो न विजुगुप्सते
ततो न विजुगुप्सते। Now Aneja Prabhu 7, 8, 9 फटाफट।
हरे कृष्ण। यस्मिन् सर्वाणि भूतान्या आत्मैवाभूतद्विजानत
यस्मिन् सर्वाणि भूतानि
यस्मिन् सर्वाणि भूतानि आत्मैवाभूतद्विजानतः आत्मैवाभूतद्विजानतः तत्र को मोहाकाशोक एकत्वम् अनुपश्यतः शोकम एकत्वम् अनुपश्यते। मंत्र 8 सपर्यागच्छुक्रम कायं मृण मस्नाविरं शुद्धं पापविद्धं कविर्मनीषी परिभूः स्वयंभूर यथात तथ्यो अर्थान वद्याथ च श्रुतिभ्य समाभयाः
Wait. Sapariyaga chukramakaimavridam.
सप्रज्ञां कचुक्रम कायं रमण.
You just follow what I am saying. Sapariyaga chukram akaimavridam.
सपर्याग
Sapariyaga
कचो अक्रम
chukram
कायं व्रण.
akaimavridam.
अकायं व्रणम.
Avridam.
अव्रणम.
अस्नावीरं शुद्धमपापविद्धम्.
अस्नाविरं
अस्नाविरं
शुद्धम
शुद्धम्
अपापविद्यम्.
अपापविद्धम्. कविर्मनीषी परिभुः स्वयंभू.
कविर्मनीषी
मनीषी
परिभूः
परिभुः स्वयंभू.
स्वयंभूर्.
याथा
स्वयंभूर्.
याथा तथ्योऽर्थान्.
याथा तथ्यतो अर्थान्.
याथा तथ्योऽर्थान्.
याथा तथ्यतो अर्थान्.
We are saying arthan and all. How am I pronouncing? Yatha thatyorthan.
याथा तथ्योर्थान्.
Thatyorthan vedadha shashvati samabhyah.
यदा
Vedadha
शाश्वत
shashvati
शाश्वत्यभ्यास समाभयाः.
samabhyah. Okay. 9.
9.
Andam tama pravishanti.
अंधं तमा प्रविश्यन्ति ये अविद्यामुपासते ततो भूय इव ते तमो
Iva te
या
iv
वो
nahi. It is ivar what? Iva te
इव
tamo.
ततो भूय इव ते तमो या उ विद्यायां रताः.
Over. Now 10, 11, 12. Gadi Prabhu can do, or in office. Vijay Gupta Prabhuji can do. Vaishnav Prabhu.
Yes, Mata
10,
Hare
11.
Krishna. Anyad ahur vidya, anyad ahur avidya, iti shustruma dhiranam yenas vichachakshari
Vicha chakshire.
vichachakshari
Vicha chakshire.
vichachakshire.
Next verse.
Just a minute.
Just
11,
to-
text 11. Vidyam cha yas tad vedo bhayam saha avidyamrityum tirtava vidyamritam asnute
Vidyayam.
vidyamritam vidyamritam
Ashnuti.
vidyamritam asnute
Vidyayam. Vidyayam.
vidyayamrite
Vidyayam.
vidyayamritam
Ashnuti.
asnute.
Okay, Gadi Prabhu.
12th ना माताजी 12th.
Yes, 12.
अंधम अंधम तमः प्रविशन्ति ये संभूतिम उपासते ततो भूय इवते तमो यायु संभूतम रतः.
Yau sambhutyam rataha. Okay.
यायु संभूत्याम रतः.
Now, 1 minute. Dayasagar Prabhu, early morning chant. For them it is early morning.
Hare
13th,
Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Which verse?
13th one. The Neeraj Prabhu, 14th verse. Anya Devahu Sambhavad. 13th verse.
Anyad evahu sambhavat, anyad ahura sambhavat, iti shushrumadhiranam, yenastat vichakshine, yenastat vichachakshine,
Chakshire, Vicha Chakshire.
yenastat vichachakshire.
Very good. Okay. Now, Neeraj Prabhu, please chant. Neeraj Prabhu. Okay, Narayana chant.
Yes, Mataji, I'm chanting, Mataji.
Chant.
Sambhutim cha vinasham cha yastad vedobhyam saha vinasena mrityum tirtva sambhutyam mrityam ashnute
Sambhutyamrutam. Mrutam.
sambhutyam amritam ashnute
Sambhutyamrutam.
sambhutyam mritam
Actually, when you said na Sambhutya Amrutam, that A has both things. Sambhutya Amrutam.
Yes, Mataji.
Very good.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
From Punjabi tongue, you have come to know South Indian tongue.
Hari.
Now, 15th verse. Hiranmayena patrena satyasyapi hitam mukham tattvam pushana pavrunu satya dharmaya drishtaye. Hiranmayena patrena satyasyapi hitam mukham tattvam pushana pavrunu satya dharmaya drishtaye. Again I'll chant. Hiranmayena patrena satyasyapi hitam mukham tattvam pushana pavrunu satya dharmaya drishtaye. Hiranmayena, golden effulgence. How is Krishna's effulgence? Golden. The same golden effulgence, one ray is exhibited in the sun's rays. Sun's rays is nothing but one ray of Krishna's golden effulgence. See the power of the effulgence. That sun illuminates the whole world. One ray of Krishna is illumining the sun. And the same sun is illumining the whole material world. So it's so dazzling. Patrena is covered. Lord's is covering Satyasya Pihitam Mukham. It's covering the face of the Lord. Tattvam Pushan Apavrunam. Apavrunam means please remove this covering. I'm not able to see you. Can we see sun directly? One ray of the sun also we are not able to see. Just imagine so much of effulgence. How a devotee can see Krishna? That is why devotee says first remove. Satyaha dharmaya drishtaye. So pure devotees, they want to see you. Please exhibit yourself to pure devotees. First remove this effulgence. This effulgence is covering your beautiful face. We are not able to see you. It is my O Krishna. Please remove this covering and exhibit yourself before pure devotees. Gadadhar Prabhu, read the purport. First, wait. First read the verse. Yourself, Narayana, Krishna Priya.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, can I also try?
Huh?
Afterwards. Can I also try afterwards?
Yeah, you have to try.
Mataji, today I cannot just.
Who told then can I try?
Vandana said, Mataji. Vandana.
Yes, you should try.
Okay, Mataji, I'll try after everybody is done.
Continue.
Yeah, Gadadhar Prabhu, Narayana and Vandana. Okay.
Hare Krishna, Dhanavad Mataji. 15th verse. Hiranmayena patrena satyasya pitam mukham tattvam pusan apavrano satya dharmaya drishtaye.
Okay, Narayana. Wait.
हिरण्मयेन पात्रेण सत्यस्यापि हितं मुखं तत्त्वं पूषान् अपावृणु सत्यधर्माय दृष्टये.
Is it Pushan or what?
Pushan.
Then why did you say Pushan?
No, I said Pushan. Okay. हिरण्मयेन पात्रेण सत्यस्यापि हितं मुखं तत्त्वं पूषन् अपावृणु सत्यधर्माय दृष्टये.
Very good. Vandana Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Hirnamay patrena.
Where is Hirna? Tell me.
Hiranmay patrena.
Read one word, na? Peacefully. Hiranmayena patrena.
Hiranmayena patrena Satyasya apihitam mukham
Why are you
tatvam.
seeing? Why are you seeing what word? Apihitam. You see that first line. Just go up only. Satyasya apihitam mukham.
Satyasya apihitam mukham.
Again, apahitam, where it is? When you have said a, in that a has come. Don't see the breakup. You see the line. Satyasya apihitam mukham.
Satyasya apihitam. Satyasya apihitam mukham.
Again, why are you seeing?
Mataji, it's got that upper.
Why are you seeing? Why are you seeing the breakup? Because you have already pronounced double A there. Satyasya, you have told, right? That and has come.
So I just say Satyasya pihitam.
Satyasya pihitam.
Satyasya pihitam.
Mukham.
Satyasya pihitam mukham. Tatvam pushana
Pushan.
pushan. Tatvam pushan apa vrunu satya.
Apavrunu. You know that when you put something dash up, you have to say apavrunu.
Apavrunu satya dharmasya
Satya is
drishtaya.
there or what? Satya is there or what?
Satya dharmasya.
Dharmasya is there.
Dharmaya. Dharmaya. Satya dharmaya drishtite.
Drishtate is there.
Taye.
Drishtaye. See how Dayasagar Prabhu reads. Slowly. You should not hurry. Hiran mayena patrena. Satyasya pihitam mukham. Dayasagar Prabhu, you read.
Pihitam mukham.
You unmute and read along with Dayasagar Prabhu. Dayasagar Prabhu, read these words. Dayasagar Prabhu, read the words. And Vandana Mataji, just
patrena satyasya pihitam mukham tatvam pusham apavritam
apavrunu. Apavrunu.
Tatvam pusham apavrinu satya dharmaya drishtaye.
Yes. Dharmaya. Wherever up is put, then you should say a. And see the breakup.
Should I repeat?
Satyasya, you can repeat.
Hiranmayana patrena satyasya pihitam mukham tatvam pusham apavrinu satya dharmaya drishtaye.
Very good. Whenever satyasya apihitam, that has been joined. Satyasya. When you have said ya, there a has come. Okay. Read the purport. Radha Prabhu, read.
Nam to you, Mataji. Translation. O my Lord, sustainer of all that lives, your real face is covered by your dazzling effulgence. Kindly remove that covering and exhibit yourself to your pure devotee. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In the Bhagavad Gita 14.27, the Lord explains his personal race, Brahma Jyoti, the dazzling effulgence of his personal form, in this way. Brahmano hi pratisthanam amrutasya yavayasya cha sasvatasya cha dharmasya sukasya cha.
How many mistakes? How many mistakes? Brahmano hi pratisthaham amrutasya vayasya cha. Vayasya cha.
Okay.
Shashvatasya cha dharmasya sukhasya ikantikasya cha. Again, you have to do Bhakti Shastri.
Can I repeat again, Mataji?
No. Now, again. At home, you do.
Hare Krishna. I am the basis of the impersonal Brahman, which is immortal, imperishable, and eternal, and is the constitutional position of ultimate happiness. Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan are three aspects of the same absolute truth. Brahman is the aspect most easily perceived by the beginner. Paramatma, the super soul, is realized by those who have further progress. The Bhagavan realization is the ultimate realization of the absolute truth. This is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 7.7, where Lord Krishna says that he is the ultimate concept of the absolute truth. Mattaha parataram nanyat. Therefore, Krishna is the source of Brahma Jyoti as well as the all-pervading Paramatma. Later in the Bhagavad Gita 10.42, Krishna further explains, Atava bhagunaikena kim natena tva vistabyaham
Atho va
idam
bahune.
visnam.
1 minute. अथवा बहुनैतेन किं ज्ञातेन तवार्जुन विष्टभ्याहम् इदं कृष्णम् एकांशेन स्थितो जगत्. You have to practice these verses.
Yes, Mataji.
That Krishna comes down. Krishna. Then Krishnam. Ekamshena sthita jagat. Okay.
Can I go ahead, Mataji? But what need is there, Arjuna, for all this detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support the entire universe. Thus, by his only one plenary expansion, the all-pervading Paramatma, the Lord maintains the complete material cosmetic creation. He also maintains all the manifestations in the spiritual world. Therefore, in this Rutsut,
The Shruti mantra.
God is addressed as Usan, the ultimate maintainer.
Okay, stop here. Neeraj Prabhu, continue. So Krishna is the source of Brahman, impersonal Brahman.
Hare Krishna.
Yes. Read.
The personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna, is always filled with transcendental bliss. Anandmaya Bhyasa. When he was present at Vrindavan in India 5,000 years ago, he always remained in transcendental bliss, even from the beginning of his childhood pastimes. The killings of various demons such as Agha, Baka, Putana, and Pralamba were but pleasure excursions for him. In his village of Vrindavan, he enjoyed himself with his mother, brother, and friends, and when he played the role of a naughty butter thief, all his associates enjoyed celestial bliss by his stealing. The Lord's fame as a butter thief is not reproachable, for by stealing butter, the Lord gave pleasure to his pure devotees. Everything the Lord did in Vrindavan was for the pleasure of his associates there. The Lord created these pastimes to attract the dry speculators and the acrobats of the so-called Hatha Yoga system who wish to find the absolute truth. Of the childhood play between the Lord and his playmates, the cowherd boys, Shukdev Goswami says in Srimad Bhagavatam 10.12.11, Itam satam brahma sukham nyabhutya dasyam gatanam paradevata dena Maya Shrintanam Naradakena Sakam Vijahru Krita Punya Punja.
Ittam satam brahma sukhanubhutya. First see the meter reading. It should be proper.
Yes.
Ittam satam brahma sukhanubhutya. Dasyam gatana paradaivatena Maya Shitanam Narakaradena Naradarakena Sakam Vijahu Kritapunya Punja. These meters, try to learn the meters. If you learn the meters, automatically that raga, automatically the words will come.
Yes.
If you put something,
now we will be learning
all
in Bhakti
gadbad.
Vaibhav with you.
Yes.
Yes, very well. The personality of Godhead, who is perceived as the impersonal, blissful Brahman by the Gyanis, who is worshipped as the supreme Lord by devotees in the mood of servitorship, and who is considered an ordinary human being by mundane people. Played with the cowherd boys who had attained their position after accumulating many pious activities. Thus, the Lord is always engaged in transcendental loving activities with his spiritual associates in the various relationships of Shanta, that is neutrality, Dasya, that is servitorship, Sakhya, that is friendship, Vatsalya, that is parental affection, and Madhurya, that's conjugal love. Since it is said that Lord Krishna never leaves Vrindavan Dham, one may ask how he manages the affairs of the creation. This is answered in the Bhagavad Gita 13.14 to 18. The Lord pervades the entire material creation by his plenary part known as the Paramatma or Supersoul. Although the Lord personally has nothing to do with material creation, maintenance and destruction, he causes all these things to be done by his plenary expansion, the Paramatma. Every living entity is known as Atma, soul, and the principal Atma who controls them all is Paramatma, the Supersoul. This system of God realization is a great science. The materialistic Sankhya Yogi can only analyze and meditate on the 24 factors of the material creation, for they have very little information of the Purusha, the Lord, and the impersonal transcendentalists are simply bewildered by the glaring effulgence of the Brahma Jyoti. If one wants to see the absolute truth in full, one has to penetrate beyond the 24 material elements and the glaring effulgence as well. Sri Isopanisad points towards this direction, praying for the removal of the Hiranmaya Patra, the dazzling covering of the Lord. Unless this covering is removed, so one can perceive the real face of the personality of Godhead, factual realization of the absolute truth can never be achieved. The Paramatma feature of the personality of Godhead is one of three plenary expansions or Vishnu Tattvas, collectively known as the Purush Avtaras. One of these Vishnu Tattvas who is within the universe is known as Krishna Dakshai Vishnu. He is the Vishnu among all the three principal deities, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. And he is the all-pervading Paramatma in each and every individual living entity. The second Vishnu Tattva within the universe is Garbhodakshai Vishnu, the collective super soul of all living entities. Beyond these two is Karanadakshai Vishnu.
Karanadakshai Vishnu.
Karanadakshai Vishnu, who lies in the causal ocean. He is the creator of all universes. The yoga system teaches the serious student to meet the Vishnu Tattvas after going beyond the 24 material elements of the cosmic creation. The culture of empiric philosophy helps one realize the impersonal Brahma Jyoti, which is the glaring effulgence of the transcendental body of the Lord Krishna, Lord Sri Krishna. That the Brahma Jyotir is Krishna's effulgence is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 14.27 as well as Brahma Samhita 5.40. Yasya prabha prabhavato jagadanda koti kotim ashvesha vasudhadi vibhuti bhinnam ad brahma nishkalam anantam ashesha bhutam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami.
Tad Brahma Nishkalam Anantamani. That we have to tell very tactfully. Nishkalam Anantamani. Kalamanantamashesha. Okay.
In the millions and millions of universes, there are innumerable planets, and each and every one of them is different from the others by its cosmic constitution. All of these planets are situated in the corner of the Brahma Jyotir. This Brahma Jyotir is but the personal rays of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Govinda, whom I worship. This mantra from the Brahma Samhita is spoken from the platform of factual realization of the absolute truth. And the Shri Mantra and the Shruti Mantra of Shri Isopanisad under discussion confirms this mantra as a process of realization. The Isopanisad mantra is a simple prayer to the Lord to remove the Brahma Jyoti so that one can see his real face. His Brahma Jyoti effulgence is described in detail in several mantras of the Mukund Upanishad 2.2.
Mundaka Upanishad.
Mundaka Upanishad.
You have made another Upanishad, huh? Mukunda Upanishad.
Yes.
So I'll read
Mundaka
that verse. I'll read that verse.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure,
So
Mataji.
now how Srila Prabhupada, you see how Srila Prabhupada is explaining.
Yes.
Prabhupada speaks about the three aspects, three features of Lord Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan. And in Bhagavan aspect also, Srila Prabhupada speaks about the Vishnu Tattvas and how one has to cross these 24 elements to reach to the Vishnu Tattvas. Then what is a prayer which is done? The prayer which is done is, please remove this effulgence. So in the Mundaka Upanishad, second canto, second chapter, 10 to 12, Hiranmaye parikoshe virajam brahmanishkalam tarshubhram jyotisam jyotish yat tadyad atmo vibho tadyad atma vidho viduhu na tat prasuryo bhati na chandra tarakam nema vidyutto bhanti kuto yam agnihi tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam tasya bhasa sarvam idam vibhati brahmaivedam amritam purastada brahma paschad brahma dakshinastaschotarena adaschodhvam na prasrutam brahmai adaschodhvam na prasrutam brahmai vedam vishwam idam vadishtham. Read. Who will read?
In the spiritual realm, beyond the material covering, is the unlimited Brahman effulgence, which is free from material contamination. That effulgent white light is understood by transcendentalists to be the light of all lights. In the realm, there is no need of sunshine, moonshine, fire, or electricity for illumination. Indeed, whatever illumination appears in the material world is only a reflection of that supreme illumination. That Brahman is in front and in the back, in the north, south, east, and west, and also overhead and below. In other words, that supreme Brahman effulgence spreads throughout both the material and spiritual skies. Perfect knowledge means knowing Krishna as the root of this Brahman effulgence. This knowledge can be gained from such scriptures as Srimad Bhagavatam, which perfectly elaborates the science of Krishna. In Srimad Bhagavatam, the author Srila Vyasadeva has established that one will describe the supreme truth as Brahman, Paramatma, or Bhagavan according to one's realization of him. Srila Vyasadeva never states that the supreme truth is a jiva, an ordinary living entity. The living entity should never be considered the all-powerful supreme truth. If he were the supreme, he would not need to pray to the Lord to remove his dazzling cover so that the living entity could see his real face. The conclusion is that one who has no knowledge of the potencies of the supreme truth will realize the impersonal Brahman. Similarly, when one realizes the material potencies of the Lord but has little or no information of the spiritual potencies, he attains Paramatma realization. Thus, both Paramatma and Brahman and Paramatma realizations of the absolute truth are partial realizations. However, when one realizes the supreme personality of Godhead Shri Krishna in full potency, after the removal of the Hiranmaya Patra, one realizes Vasudev Sarvamiti, Lord Shri Krishna, who is known as Vasudev, is everything, Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. He is Bhagavan, root, and the Brahman and the Paramatma are his branches. In the Bhagavad Gita, 6.46 and 47, there is a comparative analysis of the three types of transcendentalists: the worshippers of the impersonal Brahman Jnanis, the worshipper of the Paramatma feature Yogis, and the devotees of Lord Shri Krishna Bhaktas. It is stated there that the Jnanis it is stated there that the Jnanis, those who have cultivated Vedic knowledge, are better than ordinary fruitive workers, that the yogis are still greater than the Jnanis, and that among all yogis, those who constantly serve the Lord with all their energies are the topmost. In summary, a philosopher is better than a laboring man. A mystic is superior to a philosopher. And of all the mystic yogis, he who follows Bhakti Yoga, constantly engaging in the service of the Lord, is the highest. Sri Isopanisad directs us towards this perfection.
So if you see Nectar of Instruction, this verse is from Nectar of Instruction. Remember or forgot? Better than a karmi is a jnani.
Yes, mother.
Better than a jnani is a yogi. Better than a yogi is a bhakta. That has been given. The verse is the 10th verse. कर्मेभ्य परितो हरे प्रियतया व्यक्तिर्ज्ञानिनस्तेभ्यो ज्ञानिन्मुक्त भक्ति परमा प्रेमैकनिष्ठा सत तेभ्यस्ता पशुपालपङ्कजदृशस्ता भक्तिसाराधिकाः प्रेष्ठा तदधियं तदीय सरसितां नाश्रितपतिः. So bhakta, the position of the bhakta is the topmost. So Krishna, so here the prayer is, oh Lord, there are three transcendentalists known out: Jnanis, Yogis, and Bhakta. But Bhaktas are eager to see you. So, in the 16th verse again the prayer is, Pushani Karshe Yamasurya Prajapataye Vyuharasmin Samuha Tejo Yatte Rupam Kalyanatam Tamam Tat Te Pashyami Usavaso Purushasohamasmi. So, here little bit you have to take the words up. Pushani Karshe Yamasurya Prajapataye Prajapataya Vyuharasmin Samuha Tejo Yatte Rupam Kalyanatamam Tate Pashyami Yasavaso Purushasohamasmi. Technical words. Let me put the meter in a proper way. Pushan Ekarshe Yamasurya Prajapataya Vyuharasmin Samuha Tejo Yatte Rupam Kalyanatamam Tate Pashyam Yosavasahu Purushah Sohamasmi. Parthabandhu Prabhu, then Gadi Prabhu, Narayana, then Vaishnava Prabhu. Read along with me, because you'll be stuck up in the meter there. Pushan Ekarshe Yamasurya Prajapataya Vyuharasmin Samuha
Yamasurya
Prajapataya Vyuharasmin Samuha. So much of disturbance from your side, Prabhu. There's so much disturbance is coming from your side. Okay. Narayana, you read. You can follow there. So much of this. I think you are in temple.
Pushan Ekarshe Yamasurya Prajapatya Vyuharasmin Samuha Tejo Yatte Rupam Kalyanatamam Tatte Pashyami Yo.
Tejo Yatte Rupam Kalyanatamam Tatte Pashyami Yosavaso Purushasohamasmi.
Tejo Yatte Rupam Kalyanatamam Tat Te Pashyami Yosav Asau Purushaho Ham Soham Asmi.
Te Pashyami Yosavaso Purushah Sohamasmi.
युषावसौ पुरुष सोऽहम् अस्मि
ते पश्यामि असावसौ पुरुषः सोऽहमस्मि
ये पश्यामि युषावसौ पुरुष सोऽहमस्मि
Very good. Next, whose name I told? Vaishnav Prabhu, Gadi Prabhu. Gadi Prabhu. Pushanni Karshe. Office? Okay.
Pushan ekarshayam
Pushan nahi.
surya.
Pushan.
Pushan ekarshayam surya
Yama,
prajapatya.
Yama, Yama,
Yamaha.
Surya. Yama.
Yamaha surya.
Yamaha nahi. Yama, Yama.
Yama. Pushan ekarshayam surya prajapatya vyuhe rasmin samuha.
Very good.
Tejo yatte rupam kalyanattamam.
Tamam tat.
Te pashyami asau purusha soham asmi.
Te pashyami yosavasau.
Te pashyami asau purusha soham asmi.
What a twist of tongue, this thing. Okay. So Pushan, oh maintainer. In the previous verse also Pushan was said. Oh Pushan. Pushan means maintainer. You can call Krishna like this. Pushan means he is maintainer. Sometimes when you learn some words now, you can address Krishna like that. Pushan. So what will happen? It will go in your consciousness. Yes, Krishna is our maintainer. Pushan Ekarshe. He is the Ekaha Rishe. That means he is the philosopher. The primeval philosopher. All the philosophy emanates from him only. Yama. Yama means yam, you say na? Yama. All the principles, regulatory principles also emanate from him. Yama. Surya. Here Surya doesn't refer to the sun. Here Surya refers to the destination of Suris, that is the devotees. Prajapataye. He is the well-wisher of the Prajapatis. Vyuha. Now, addressing Krishna like this, and says, Vyuha rasmin samuha. Kindly remove. Vyuha. Kindly remove. Rashmin means raise. Samuha, withdraw. Again 2 times. Kindly remove, kindly withdraw. The previous verse also, what was there? What was the word? The word was apavru. 3 times now it became remove. 3 times when you do, then Krishna has to do. So 3 times. Vyuha also became remove. Samoha means remove. Apavru, remove. Tejo yatte rupam kalyanatamam tat. Kalyanatamam. Tamam means topmost. You are the most auspicious. We want to see your form, which is the most auspicious. Tatte pashyami. Pashya asmi. Pashyami. I want to see. Yahasau. Asau. Yahasau. Asau. You are like the sun. You are dazzling like the sun. And Saha Aham Asmi. You are eternal Supreme Personality of Godhead, like unto the sun, as am I. I am also eternal. You are also eternal. Just see now. Saha Aham Asmi. I am also eternal. Now don't say, hey, you material person, how can you see me? I am not asking on with respect to the body. As much as you are eternal, I am also eternal. So I am eligible. I am equally eligible to see you, provided I use my body in devotional service. Simple. Every jiva is part and parcel of Krishna. Every jiva is eligible to see Krishna, provided his consciousness is in Krishna. So that is why here very nicely, just see how the verse is. Tejo yatte rupam kalyanam tamam is the topmost of all the auspiciousness. I want to see your form, O Krishna. When we saw the 9 stages of devotional service, the prema stage, bhava prema, nectar of devotion, in the bhava stage, it is the ray of prema, where the deep eagerness is there to see Krishna. The deep eagerness is there. But we can see that this bhava is here exhibited. Oh Lord, you are everything. You are the source of philosophy. You are the source of regulatory principles. You are the abode for, or the destination for the devotees. So, oh Lord, I want to see. As much as you are eternal, I am also eternal. That means I and your relationship is also eternal. My and your relationship, it is eternal. So in this way, that eternity is described here. Our relationship with Krishna is also eternal. Okay. Ansrupi Prabhu, read.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Translation. Oh my Mataji, this book is a little different from other.
Okay, you don't.
I can...
No. Vaishnava Prabhu, you read.
Yes, Mother, Hare Krishna. O my Lord, O primeval philosopher, maintainer of the universe, O regulating principle, destination of the pure devotees, well-wishers of the progenitors of mankind, please remove the effulgence of your transcendental rays so that I can see your form of bliss. You are the eternal supreme personality of Godhead, like unto the sun, as am I. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The sun and its rays are one and the same qualitatively. Similarly, the Lord and the living entities are one and the same in quality. The sun is one, but the molecules of the sun's rays are innumerable. The sun's rays constitute part of the sun, and the sun and its rays conjointly constitute the complete sun. Within the sun itself resides the sun god, and similarly within the supreme spiritual planet Golok Vrindavan, from which the Brahma Jyoti refulgence is emanating, the Lord enjoy his eternal pastimes, as verified in the Brahma Samhita 5.29. Chintamani Prakara Sadma Kalpa Vriksha Kalpa Suvret Bharateshu Suravir
Chintamani, read along with me.
Chintamani Prakara
Sadmasu
Dameshu
Kalpa
Kalpa
Vriksha
Vriksha Laksha
Laksha Vruteshu
Vriteshu Surabhir
Suravira Vipalayantam
Palayantam
Lakshmi Sahasra
Sahasrasata Sambrama
Sambrama Sevyamanam
Manam Govindam
Govindamadi Purusham
Tamaham
Tamaham
Bhajam.
Bhajam. Every devotee should memorize Brahma Samhita peacefully. There is no hurry at all. Aram, one word. Let it be stressed nicely, because acharyas have taken a lot of patience in writing one word. Why should we be in hurry? Brahmaji himself has written these prayers. Okay.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, the first progenitor, who is tending the cows, fulfilling all desires in abodes filled with spiritual gems and surrounded by millions of wish-fulfilling trees. He is always served with great reverence and affection by hundreds of thousands of Lakshmis, or goddesses of fortune. The Brahma Jyoti is described in Brahma Samhita as the rays emanating from the supreme spiritual planet Golok Vrindavan, just as the sun's rays emanate from the sun globe. Until one surpasses the glare of the Brahma Jyoti, one cannot receive information of the land of the Lord. The impersonalist philosophers, blinded as they are by the dazzling Brahma Jyoti, can realize neither the factual abode of the Lord nor his transcendental form. Limited by their poor fund of knowledge, such impersonalist thinkers cannot understand the all blissful transcendental form of Lord Krishna. In this prayer, therefore, Shri Isopanisad petitions the Lord to remove the effulgent rays of the Brahma Jyoti, so that the pure devotee can see his all blissful transcendental form.
If Krishna removes this Brahma Jyoti, can the impersonalist philosophers understand it? Or will it be removed for them? No. Will not be removed for them, isn't it? It is only removed for the pure devotees, because they know Krishna is a person. It is not for the impersonalists. It is not for the theists. Okay, from here, Narayana read. Vandana read.
Yeah.
I'm reading, Mataji.
Reading? Okay, read.
The Brahma Jyoti is described in the Brahma Samhita as the rays emanating
Wait,
from that
Where you
supreme.
are reading? Not there. Next paragraph. By realizing the impersonal Brahma Jyoti.
By realizing the impersonal Brahma Jyoti, one experiences the auspicious aspect of the Supreme, and by realizing the Paramatma or all-pervading feature of the Supreme, one one experiences an even more auspicious enlightenment. But by meeting the personality of Godhead himself face to face, the devotee experiences the most auspicious feature of the Supreme. Since he is addressed as the primeval philosopher and maintainer and well-wisher of the universe, the supreme truth cannot be impersonal. This is the verdict of Isopanisad. The word Pushan, maintainer, is especially significant, for although the Lord maintains all beings, he specifically maintains his devotees. After surpassing this impersonal Brahma Jyoti and seeing the personal aspect of the Lord and his most auspicious eternal form, the devotee realizes the absolute truth in full. In Bhagavat Sandarbha, Srila Jiva Goswami states the complete conception of the absolute truth is realized in the personality of Godhead because he is almighty and possesses full transcendental potencies. The full potency of the absolute truth is not realized in the Brahma Jyoti. Therefore, Brahman realization is only partial realization of the personality of Godhead. O learned sages, the first syllable of Bhagavan, Bha, has two meanings. The first is one who fully maintains, and the second is guardian. The second syllable, Ga, means guide, leader, or creator. The third syllable, Van, indicates that every being lives in him and that he also lives in every being. In other words, the transcendental sound Bhagavan represents infinite knowledge, potency, energy, opulence, strength, and influence, all without a tinge of material inability. The Lord fully maintains his unalloyed devotees and he guides them progressively on the path towards devotional perfection. As the leader of his devotees, he ultimately awards the desired results of devotional service by giving himself to them. The devotees of the Lord see the Lord eye to eye by his causeless mercy. Thus, the Lord helps his devotees reach the supermost spiritual planet, Golok Vrindavan. Being the creator, he can bestow all necessary qualifications upon his devotees so that they can ultimately reach him. The Lord is the cause of all causes. In other words, since there is nothing that caused him, he is the original cause. Consequently, he enjoys his own self by manifesting his own internal potency. The external potency is not exactly manifested by him, for he expands himself as the Purushas. And it is in these forms that he maintains the features of material manifestation. By such expansions, he creates, maintains, and annihilates the cosmic manifestation. The living entity are also differentiated expansions of the Lord's self. And because some of them desire to be lords and imitate the Supreme Lord, he allows them to enter into the cosmic creation with the option to fully utilize their propensity to lord it over nature. But because of the presence of his parts and parcels, the living entities, the entire phenomenal world is stirred into action and reaction. Thus, the living entities are given full facilities to lord it over material nature. But the ultimate controller is the Lord himself in his plenary feature as Paramatma, the super soul, who is one of the Purushas. Thus, there is a gulf of difference between the living entity, Atma, and the controlling Lord, Paramatma, the soul and the super soul. Paramatma is the controller and Atma is the controlled. Therefore, they are in different categories. Because the Paramatma fully cooperates with the Atma, he is known as the constant companion of the living being. The all-pervading feature of the Lord, which exists in all circumstances of waking and sleeping, as well as in potential states, and from which the Jiva Shakti, living force, is generated as both conditioned and liberated souls, is known as Brahman. Since the Lord is the origin of both Paramatma and Brahman, he is the origin of all living entities and all else that exists. One who knows this engages himself at once in the devotional service of the Lord. Such a pure and fully cognizant devotee of the Lord is fully attached to him in heart and soul. And whenever such a devotee assembles with the similar devotees, they have no engagement but the glorification of the Lord's transcendental activities. Those who are not as perfect as the pure devotees, namely those who have realized only the Brahman or Paramatma features of the Lord, cannot appreciate the activities of the perfect devotees. The Lord always helps the pure devotees by imparting necessary knowledge within their hearts. And thus, out of his special favor, he dissipates all the darkness of ignorance. The speculative philosophers and yogis cannot imagine this because they more or less depend on their own strength. As stated in the Katha Upanishad 1.2.23, the Lord can be known only by those whom he favors and not by anyone else. Such special favors are bestowed upon his pure devotees only. Sri Isopanisad thus points to the favor of the Lord, which is beyond the purview of the Brahmajyoti.
Krishna in 10th chapter, 11th verse Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Tesham evanukampartam ahamadhyarjam tam hanashayami atma bhavasto jnana deepena bhasata. I remove all the ignorance. Tesham evanukampartam. This is my special mercy. What is a special mercy? Krishna removes ajnana. Okay, we'll stop here. 2 verses. I request you all to join in the evening. We'll come today evening, 6 to 7. Is okay? Because I don't want to just dump on you so many at a time. It will all be confusing. So read the verses nicely, slowly, even if you're not able to do it. Read slowly. Pushan, Ekarshe, like that. Read slowly, slowly. Let the words first enter your mouth. Then put it in a proper rhythm. Okay. Hare Krishna. So in the evening, 6 o'clock, we'll try.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes.
Evening classes we won't be able to attend. Yeah, we have a seva in temple.
No problem. You can just keep your this in the ears and you can hear and do the seva if possible, or later on here in the YouTube.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So any doubts in this? Nainu is ready with all. Any doubt?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. You have any doubt? Chant.
Shuddha Bhakata Charana Renu Bhajananu Pula Parama Suchi Parati Paramo Shuddha Bhakata Charana Renu Bhajananu Pula सकल ग्रहाना राजा समुद्र प्रमुख रक्षेश तेजा सत्याग्रह प्रमुख संभूत काल चक्र गोविंदमादि पुरुषम तमहं भजामि.
Very good. Haripol. Today all of you sing Shuddha Bhakata. Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hari Bol. Somebody has to end the class.